Welcome to my new channel. This channel is dedicated to knowledge and opinions. If you are more interested in game development, you can look at my other channel, Benrek77 Productions. That channel is also where I will upload anything arts or crafting related. Even though I'm convinced that there is a thing called objective truth, I'm of the opinion that all humans are biased. Because of that, I think it is better to know what the biases of a person is instead of being on the lookout of an unbiased source. I view it a bit like degrees of confidence in measurements. Because of that, I start with a video on my background so you can have a rough understanding of my biases. I was born in 1994. I grew up in a Christian household in Switzerland. Middle class, the son of an electrical engineer and a stay at home mom. I have two sisters, no girlfriend, and zero kids. I went to public school. I go to a Protestant church, but I'm also around free churches. I know that fundamentalist isn't a positive sounding word, but that's what I'm aspiring to be. I want to know what the fundamentals are of different beliefs and choose the one belief with fitting with reality the best. I don't know all ideologies out there, but I've learned a thing or two about a few of them. The following ones I know enough that I can have a conversation about them: Bible-centric Christianity, secular atheism as it is taught in school, intersectional feminism, a few variations of the Red Pill movement, historical as well as traditional Islam, and I've read quite a bit of Eastern fantasy, so I have a rough understanding of the South Asian mindset. I already mentioned that I went to public school. I went there until the age of 16. Then I attended an apprenticeship in automation technology while at the same time attending a federal vocational baccalaureate. There I've learned to design and how to wire electrical circuits with a focus on machines. I also learned to program PLCs. I further learned stuff like control theory, pneumatics, sensors, motors, material sciences, and technical drawing. After that, I attended the University of Applied Sciences, where I did a bachelor in electrical engineering. There I had a basic education in math, physics, electronics, and programming. The follow-up courses were in signal processing, communication theory, control theory, microcontrollers, and a few other courses. During that time, I also had an exchange semester in Finland. I won't say what courses I did there as they turned out to be pretty underwhelming. And now I'm working as an embedded software developer for around 2.5 years. Even though I had plenty of theory, my education was always focused on the practical application of that theory. Because of that, I lack some theory when compared to top-level universities like the ETH. A last point worth noting in my professional and educational path is probably the military. As a male Swiss citizen, I had to go to the military. As I don't know the English translation, I will just invent the name. I am a horse guide soldier. Working with horses is something I exclusively do in the military. My hobbies are hiking, occasional dabbling into the arts, reading novels and science books, gaming, going to church, and spending way too much time on YouTube. My topics of interest can be summarized with storytelling, worldviews, and natural sciences. When it comes to politics, I'm a supporter of the Swiss-style democracy. I tend to be on the right-leaning side. I think each ethnicity should have their own nation and government style instead of there being a global government or one government structure to rule them all. For example, it's better to have a monarchy for a group of people who are better suited to live under a monarchy than to force them to have democracy. I once did a few online tests and wrote down the results. Some people really like those, but I don't place too much value on them, especially if they are of the self-analyzing online type. According to the online Mensa test, I have an IQ of around 130. According to Objective Personality, I'm an ISTP, and I also do sleep and consume. The 16 personality calls that type virtuoso. According to the social sexual hierarchy, I'm somewhere around a delta and gamma. Here are a few quick thoughts in random order. Humans on the moon. I think it's more difficult to fake the landing than to actually do it. End of the world. When Jesus comes again, everybody will see it. Also, before Jesus comes, there will be a global government led by a fake Jesus. I don't care about anything else when it comes to that debate. I will just stick to the minimum facts we can be sure of. Mountains or ocean? Mountains, mostly because of the variety it offers in a small space. Future super technology. I think you can already do enough harm with what is out there, and most of it is self inflicted by weak people. With weak people, I basically mean the entire population of humans on Earth. Because of that, I don't fear remote controlled humans, 5G, and other things which are more in the realm of fiction than reality. Also, whenever there will be a super AI, it will confess God exists, give God all the glory, and self destruct. Pineapples on pizza, yes. Jews, I think Jews are God's chosen people, but they are not always doing good things. When it comes to the Israel Palestine conflict, I'm on Israel's side. Apple or Windows? Windows. Illuminati? There are certainly rich people with influence and they certainly speak with each other. I also think that they are not all powerful and all their plans succeed, but I'm not interested in that topic and there are also way too many wrong speculations out there. Aliens, they don't exist. Climate change. For one, I reject the version where they make too much panic about it. But if the Earth is really young, then the entire thing would have to be rethought again anyways. But instead of focus on CO2, I'd much rather have it if they would focus on plastic waste, medicine in water, overfishing, and stuff like this. Call or text? Text. Winter or summer? I like to have all seasons. Lifestyle. Abortion is legalized murder. Nuclear family with very few divorces should be the goal of any society. Cats versus dogs. If you want an atmospheric animal, get a bird. If you want a work animal, get a horse. If you want to teach your kids how to take responsibility, get a hamster. If you want to get a social partner, get some friends, a spouse, or kids. Preferably all of them. Shape of the Earth. It's a globe, not perfectly round, but close enough. World Trade Center. I don't care, I'm not American. Truth. There is an absolute truth, and we can find stuff out about it. We can be wrong and we can be right. We can change our minds about it, but we can't have our own truth. City or rural? Rural. Age of the Earth. I'm agnostic. I reject all models I'm aware of. That's why I'm on the lookout for a good one. If the Earth was young, then it would make my theology easier. And if the Earth were old, then less things had to be rejected. Some stuff of the old Earth I already rejected, but I cannot say that for everything. Jesus' historicity. I'm convinced that the Gospels are highly reliable eyewitness testimony, although I won't give any statement on the Bible being completely free of errors. Corona, a stronger version of the flu where lots of politicians went on a power trip. As the vax still didn't prevent you from getting sick, getting lean and healthy would be the better option than taking an experimental drug. Large groups or small groups? Normally small groups, but occasionally large groups. Coffee or tea? Tea. Are humans good or evil? They were created good, but because of free will, they are now additionally evil, so both. I hope I gave everybody something to disagree with here. What specifically will I upload here? I don't know. I've made many plans in the past which didn't turn out the way I thought. Here are a few possibilities for how I use this channel. I sometimes have small thoughts which I find interesting, so there might be short videos on a broad range of topics. When I have streams with people where stuff is discussed, then I will ask if I can upload it here as well. I have a few projects planned where I want to go more in-depth on specific topics. If I bring them to a presentable stage, I will upload them here. As long as it is possible, I will try to reply to any comment. I don't mind diverting opinions, but I've noticed in other communities that it is better if certain people are blocked. So that is something I might do as well. Spam bots will be blocked and repeat offenders in being rude and distracting might be blocked. I have never had the need to do that so far. Because of that, I don't know yet how I will handle it. That's it for now. See you later.